Hi, everyone. I'm so sorry I can't be there with you in person, but I'm super excited to have the opportunity to address you all virtually. My name is Joel Bervell. I'm a fourth-year medical student at Washington State University, but online, I'm actually better known as a medical mythbuster for discussing issues of healthcare disparities and anti-racism through short-form content, busting medical myths and telling the untold and often overlooked stories of medicine. In just a few years, my platforms have grown to over 850,000 followers, 150 million impressions. It led me to speak everywhere from congressional hearings to South by Southwest to even Good Morning America. It's been pretty cool getting tweeted by the Surgeon General, speaking with congressional leaders on different panels, and even getting the attention of public figures that I admire, like Jason Derulo and Jordan Sparks. But I think what this all says about this attention that my work has gotten is it's a testament to how important and necessary it is to have these updated conversations about anti-racism in medical education. It's a conversation that's been long overdue, and I'm so happy that we're finally having it now. My journey diving into and educating about health inequities really began during my first year of medical school. At my institution, I was a part of the first cohort of Black students. And as such, I was constantly thinking about what my role would be as a Black medical student. This also came at a time that was pretty tumultuous. It was a COVID pandemic, and my entire first 2 years of medical school were online, which gave me a lot of time to think for myself. And at that same time, there was so much going on nationally. There was protests about George Floyd. There was the murder of Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor. And I found myself in the middle of a reckoning as a Black medical student, wondering how could I be a part of the solution? And I also began to notice things that my peers and professors often weren't talking about. Things like how our dermatology unit often didn't showcase what conditions look like on darker skin, how medical devices like pulse oximeters don't work equally on all skin types, and that there were literally medical equations that treated people differently because of their race. Now, I was shocked that most of these things I wasn't learning about in the classroom. I was learning about them outside of the classroom, having to do my own research about them. And that's really why I started educating on TikTok, because I realized that there wasn't a forum, a curriculum for the things that I knew my community needed to know and how they were affecting everyone, all of us, every single day in ways that we didn't even fully understand. I think it just goes to show how much further we still have to go in medical education in order for all communities to be viewed as and treated equally. But I want to tell one quick story about the importance of diversifying medical education, particularly for patients. This story is about the pulse oximeter. It's a device that I think now has become pretty well known, but in 2021, a lot of people didn't know about the disparity that existed with this device. During the winter break of my second year of medical school, I'd seen an article from the New England Journal of Medicine that someone posted on my Instagram feed. It described how pulse oximeters, these devices that measure blood oxygen saturation level, are 3 times as likely to read as inaccurate on darker skin tones. I just finished my pulmonology unit. I remember hearing this and being surprised that I hadn't learned it in the classroom, but instead I'd learned it on social media. So I did what a lot of people my age would do. I posted a 30-second TikTok video about the issue. And within 24 hours, the video had received over 500,000 views and thousands of comments from patients and doctors and nurses saying that they had never even known a disparity like this could exist for their own patient population. Patients were saying, maybe this is what happened to myself or to my family members. Fast forward 2 months, I received a message on LinkedIn in my LinkedIn inbox from a random person who said they'd seen my pulse oximeter video earlier that year and that it had saved their life. Understandably, I was shocked, but he went on to describe how he had gone to the hospital with COVID. When he got there, doctors looked at him and said, you're a relatively healthy, fit, young African-American man. You'll be fine. You should just go home and just watch out and make sure that you drink lots of fluids. They also took a pulse ox of him and it read normally. A few weeks prior, he had seen my video on TikTok. And so he showed the doctors my video and asked if it'd be okay to stay the night. They agreed. And it was a good thing he did ask that, because that night he ended up crashing, needed to be intubated. It got so bad that the doctors and nurses literally brought an iPad into him to talk to his wife and child, as if it might be the last time that he was able to. Today, Olaseni is able to be alive and is doing great. But I often think if he hadn't had that knowledge to be able to say, hey, this device may not work as equally on me. Let me advocate for myself and stay here. He actually sent me in his message, he said, the only reason I'm here today is because I didn't take no for an answer. Anti-racism in medical education isn't just about educating future doctors to be more conscious. It's about improving the entire healthcare system and recognizing the flaws that exist and also prevent knowledge from spreading to patients, to future doctors, to all of us. What we deem important in medical education is what ends up spreading into the entire public. That's why I'm so happy to see events like the inaugural Anti-Racism in Medical Education Symposium happening. It's signaling that finally we have a chance to change things for the better for millions of patients and providers. Thank you again for the opportunity to address you, and I hope you all have an incredible day.